Alright, this is Shabita Uganda e-learning. My name is Nelson, and in today's video we are going to be looking at the questions that are now involved in our division. So we are going to work out with these examples. That is, as I promised, that we shall be looking at these questions that are within dividing our 4 digits by 2. Okay, so these are the questions that are given where they will need us to divide. Okay, they will need us to do what? To divide. Okay, let me see here. Our questions are here. Okay, so these are our questions that we need to sort out and divide them. So using our knowledge from the examples that have been given, I hope we can be able to attempt such a numbers. Okay, so we are going to start one by one until we complete these questions. Okay, so let's get started. Our first question is 1,300 divided by 40. So we looked at how we can use different methods on how to solve such a numbers. So we are having our 1,300 divided by what? Divided by 40. So that is our number. So we said that for us to divide this number, we just need to use our long division, and we say our 1,300 divided by what? Divided by we divide it by 40. So when you use long division, we can come up with the right answer. Okay, so we can see in our answer which is given here. In our answer which is given, we are having our what? Our 1,300 divided by what? Divided by 40. So here what we have to consider is, we first take the first number and see whether it can divide our 40 here. When we first take our first number, which is a 1, it is impossible. Also take our second our second number, that becomes 13 divided by 40, which is still very small. Okay, so that means we also still have to add another another number, which is a 0. Then it becomes 130 divided by what? Divided by 40. So think about it. If we divide 130 divided by 40, what can we really get? Okay, what can we get? How many can enter this? Okay, so when you look here, for you to get it very easy, you can say, if we say 130 divided by 40, maybe if we say 2, so that means the answer we shall get here, we shall multiply it by 4, by 40, we get the what? We get the result here. So we have to get a number which is at least approximately. If we get, let me assume we use the 2, okay, that 130 divided by 40, we get 2. So that means if we say 2 times 40, we shall get our what? Our 80. Okay, that is rough work. We shall get our what? Our 80. If we say 2, but we still have a lot. So if we say, let me say 130, if you try out a 3, what is 100 and okay, 3 times 40? If you try a 3, what is 3 times? We get 120. Okay, so 120 is approximately, it is almost near to 130. So we can try out a 3. So when we say 3 here, that simply means we shall be able to say 3 times 40, then we shall get 100 and what? 120. Okay, so if we get 120 here, we shall just subtract this. We see how many remains. Okay, we have 1 here, and we also have a 0 here. Okay, so we have now remained with our 10. When we divide 130 divided by 40, we get 3 remainder 10. So this remainder, we'll see whether it can divide our what? Our 40, which is still impossible. So we bring our 0, which was remaining here, we bring it up to here. All right. So now this is now 100 divided by what? Divided by 40. But remember here we said if we say 2 times 40, if we say 2, we shall get our what? Our 80. So we can try out a 2, and when we say 2 times 40, we get our what? 2 times, we get our what? We get our 80. Okay? So we are going to get our what? Our 80. So when we get our 80, we subtract, where this is going to be 0. What is 8 times 8 minus 0? Impossible. We borrow that 1 becomes 10. So here remains what? 0. So this is the same as what? Our 2. So this simply means when you divide 100 divided by 40, we get 2 remainder what? Remainder 20. So now after we have remained with our 20 here, okay, when we remain with our 20 here, that simply means we shall now be able to say 20 divided by 40. So when you say 20 divided by 40, it is still what? It's still impossible. But there is no any other number that we can bring. Okay, there is no any other what? Any other number that we can bring it down. So what we do for us to be able to borrow the other number, we put a point. Okay, we put a what? We put a point. So when you put a point, it allows us to put a what? To put a 0. Okay, it allows us to put a what? To put a 0. So when you put a 0 here, this becomes 200. So when you say 200 divided by what? 200 divided by 40. Okay, remember we tried our 2. When you say 2 divided by, we say our 100 divided by 40, we tried the 2 and it gave us 80. So that simply means that if we try out our what? 4, okay, and we say what is 40 divided by 40 times 40 times, we are going to try out our 4 and we see. Then we say what is 40 divided by, 40 times 4. What do we get? 4 times 4, we get 16. So that means by 4 we get 160. So this simply means we can now try our what is remaining here to get 200. There is 40. That means if we say 5, okay, 5 times, we say, let's try our 5, and we say 5 times 40. What is 5 times 40? Okay, 5 times 40. What is 5 times 5? We get 20. Okay, so this simply means our 5 can work very well. So we shall say 5 times 40, we get 200. So now here we do what? We subtract. We get our not what? Not, okay? 0, 0. So this simply means we have been able to get the number that goes into this. So when we divide our 1,300 divided by 40, the answer is 32.5. That is the answer that we can be able to give. So let's also try another example. Let's also try another what? Another example. Another example which is given is 900 and 9,750 divided by what? Divided by 2. Okay, let's try that. We are having our 9,750 divided by 2. So we can also still use our same method. This method of ours can work for us. This method is called long what? Long division. We say 9, we say 50 divided by what? Divided by 2. So this is our number that we need to divide. If you have a 9 and we divide it by 2, how many times do they eat? Okay, if we assume this was money, we divide the 9 shillings by 2, we get 8. Really? Really? No. Okay, so if we try out a 4, this is not right. A 9 divided by this, we say, okay, 9 divided by 2, we get 4. Okay, so when you say 4 times 2, we get 8. Okay, so when we get 8, we subtract here. We are taking only the first the first figure to divide that, because it is very possible it can enter there. So when we subtract here, we remain with 1. So when we remain with 1, we say our 1 divided by 2, which is impossible. We bring our what? Our 7. So this becomes what? 17. And we say 17 divided by 2. What is 17 divided by 2? 17 divided by 2. Okay, 17 divided by 2. Someone to give us an answer. 17 divided by what? Divided by 2. So when we divide 17 by 2, we shall be able to get 8. Okay, then 8 times 2, we get 16. Not so? Okay, that's it. So when you subtract here, we shall get our 1, and also we get our 0. So when you say 1 divided by 2 is impossible, we still bring our what? Our 5. So this becomes what? This becomes 15. Okay, so when you say 15 divided by 2, what is 15 divided by 2? Someone should think about 7. Okay, 15 divided by 2, we take 7. So when you say 7 times 2, we get 14. Okay, we get our what? Our 14. This is 1. We get 14. So when we subtract 14 from 15, we get 1. Okay, so this simply means we are now remaining with our 0 here. We bring it. Okay, we bring it down here. This becomes 10. So when you say 10 divided by 2, we get 5. Okay, we get what? We get 5. So when you say 5 times 2, we get 10. So when you subtract this, we shall be able to get our 0 here. So this simply means that when you divide 9,750 by 2, they shall be able to take our 4,875. So this is going to be our what? Our answer. All right, so we have been able to try out these two numbers that someone can be able to solve, especially when they give you division of long numbers. So to make a recap of this, it is a matter of knowing if this figure can easily divide this. You take 1 by 1. Then after you get you get what it divides, then you multiply the answer by 2, then you come and subtract. After subtracting, if this figure also is still very small, you come and bring this up to here, becomes 17. You still divide it by 2, you get the answer times also, you also still subtract until you get our final answer as 0, 0. Okay, so that will give you confirmation that you have solved the number. We are going to be dealing with that same principle now in the other question. We shall be looking at the question that are given in words, where they want you to apply the knowledge of subtraction. So for this, thank you very much for being part of this lesson. Please be able to check out on our playlist and subscribe for you to get some more upcoming content as we explain more. Stay blessed. Nice moment.